I do feel a bit red by that. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I was just messaging my friends and they were putting in the chat about birth charts, and I've never looked at my birth chart before. I asked them what app they've been using, I've downloaded it, and I thought, let's react to my birth chart. For some background, I don't really believe in horoscopes and stuff. Like, I don't look at them, I don't judge my day by it, but I know I'm a Pisces and I have always thought, yeah, that fits. I am quite head in the clouds, dreamy, creative, all the stuff that they say. So I want to see what else it tells me about myself and see how much I believe in it. Tried to dress up for it a little bit, but I don't have anything very witchy, so this is the best we get. Okay, so the app that they've been using is called CoStar, and to be fair, I have seen it on other people's social media, so it is a very popular one. Very aesthetic. I've heard of birth charts, I've heard of people doing birth chart readings, but I've never actually tried to make sense of it. Luckily for me, it has at the top what your birth chart is. To me, don't know what it's on about, but then it does break it down into what it actually means. I did message my mum to ask what time I was born. I can probably work out what my birthday is from this. I can probably definitely work out what my birthday is from my birthday vlog though, so let's not worry about giving that away. So first of all, my sun in Pisces. So this is the one that like everyone kind of knows what the horoscope is. It's like the, I'm guessing 12, maybe not, but it's the ones where it's like, what month were you born, and you can roughly know. So I am a Pisces, so it says that this determines my ego, identity and role in life. It's the core of who you are, and it's the sign you're most likely to already know. Your sun is in Pisces, meaning you're fundamentally dreamy, insightful and in your own world. You exist on a chaotic plane of the divine that is not all material. Wow. When you take offence, it is deeply, and you aren't necessarily interested in reconciliation. True. It's in your 5th house, meaning you feel the need to distinguish yourself through romance, self-expression, creativity and pleasure. Like I say, that's the one that I've always been told, so I don't know whether like, I don't think I do shape myself to it, but it doesn't surprise me. I'm like, yeah, that does fit with who I am, to be fair to it. It makes a lot of sense actually. Self-expression and creativity, sort of what I'm doing right now, and pleasure, which, yeah, I don't like to do anything that's not pleasure. What's the point? Next is moon in Capricorn. I don't even know what Capricorns are supposed to be like, so this could be interesting. The moon rules your emotions, moods and feelings. This is likely the sign you think yourself as, since it reflects your personality when you're deeply comfortable. Your moon is in Capricorn, meaning your emotional self is somewhat repressed in the name of responsibility, seriousness and rationality. I tell everyone all the emotions all the time, probably to a fault. So I don't agree with that. It's in your 3rd house, meaning you find security and safety through things you know and are familiar with. What doesn't everyone? Who finds security and safety in the unknown? That's one of them things horoscopes say that like everyone agrees to, because it's like, yes, no one finds security and safety with the unknown. Ascendant in Libra. Your ascendant is the mask you present to people. It can be seen in your personal style and how you come off to people when you first meet. You come across as compromising, courteous and fair-minded, though sometimes passive-aggressive. It's the passive-aggressive that gets me. I feel passive-aggressive. Whether I come across as that, how can I know? People don't tend to say that I come across as passive-aggressive, but definitely I feel like a passive-aggressive person. I do try not to be passive-aggressive quite a lot of the time. I can feel what I'd say and I'm like, don't bother. I do try to be compromising, but then I'm too compromising. It's like, I don't have what I want because I was like, no, it's fine, like, let's just do it this way. So how can that come across as passive-aggressive? Maybe when I do get my own, when I do go for getting my own way, I do it in a passive-aggressive way. I can see that. Yeah, I can see this one as well. And then we've got all this random stuff, right, where it's like the Mercury in retrograde stuff that you're like, I don't know what you're on about, love. I know that when Mercury is in retrograde, it's for everyone, isn't it? It's not, because retrograde isn't a star sign. This is the level I'm on. So Mercury determines how you communicate, talk, think and process information. It indicates how you learn. It's the mind's planet. Your Mercury is in Pisces, meaning your intellect is emotionally driven, dreamy and a bit in the clouds. Your imagination and intuition keeps you open to other people's ideas. You're a good listener, although you have a tendency for white lies. Who told it? Who told it? That is... maybe. So what? Your intellect is emotionally driven, dreamy and a bit in the clouds. Yeah, it can be. I did do a history degree and some of it was like, you really need to focus on backing it up instead of just going off on what you think. And I'm like, I did okay in it though, so Wow, I really thought I was going to be more like, no. I kind of agree with it. A lot of it is in Pisces. I mean, that makes sense. My Venus is in Pisces. Venus determines how and what you love. It indicates how you express affection and there's the qualities you're attracted to. Your Venus is in Pisces, meaning your romantic side is sentimental, dreamy and gentle. You have an endlessly deep well of compassion and love, but have trouble protecting yourself in relationships. It's in your 5th house, meaning that for you, love is expressed in romance, self-expression, creativity and pleasure. One of my favourite love languages, it's not a love language, one of my favourite expressions of love is a mixtape. I just think, what better can you get than all these songs remind me of you? That is great. I hope I have an endlessly deep wealth of compassion and love. I do tend to really try and see the good in people. Most of the time. Okay, Mars in Libra. Mars is the planet of aggression. It determines how you assert yourself, take action, and the energy that surrounds you, particularly your sex life, your ambitiousness, and when you're angry. While it might take you a while to make a decision, you assert yourself in a way that is fair-minded and relativistic, though sometimes passive-aggressive. It's passive-aggressive again, perfect. Jupiter in Aquarius. I don't know what all this means. I don't even know what these planets do. One of the 2 social planets, Jupiter rules idealism, optimism and expansion. It's also very philosophical. Your Jupiter is in Aquarius, meaning you grow and find understanding through detached analysis and intellectual pursuits. What? It's like you like doing crosswords together. I don't get it. Okay, Saturn in Aries. The other social planet, Saturn, rules responsibility, restrictions, limits, boundaries, fears and self-discipline. Your Saturn is in Aries, meaning you struggle with aggression, impatience, defensiveness, hastiness and conceit. I do feel a bit read by that. I'm not very aggressive, but I do have a side to me, I'd say. But I don't think most people would ever see it. And I'm very defensive. Like, very defensive. Uranus in Aquarius. Uranus stays in each sign for 7 years, meaning it rules a generation more than a person. It rules innovation, rebellion and progress. Your Uranus is in Aquarius, meaning other generations are shocked by your generation's unconventionality, intellectuality and detachedness. It's in your 3rd house, meaning for me, it manifests in rebelling against dated expectations about the things you know and are familiar with. Neptune, mine is in Capricorn, meaning your entire generation finds inspiration through hard work, responsibility, seriousness and ambition. Hustle culture. So your 3rd house, meaning for me it manifests in your ideal, verging on unrealistic and impractical about the things you know and are familiar with. Yeah, I am unrealistic and impractical. And then finally, Pluto in Sagittarius. Pluto stays in each sign for 30 years. Mine is in Sagittarius, meaning my generation is comparatively positive, free-spirited, curious, optimistic, forward-looking, independent and confident. Love it. It's in your 2nd house, meaning you personally are transforming outdated relationships to money, material possessions and security. Honestly, most of these don't make any sense to me, especially the generational ones. I'm like, well, what's that got to do with me then? There's also a button that says chaos mode, which, do I click chaos mode? What? Your Pisces sun helps you to appreciate the poignancy of pain. Can it not? Can it not? So it's got tips for today. Today, the balance is off. Agree to disagree. Your work this month is to be direct. This is a big step for you who is often preoccupied and drift in and out of conversations. Write down your dreams. I have had some weird dreams this month, to be fair. I've been having dreams where I'm talking to my granddad who passed away, and yeah, I keep having dreams about people and animals that have died. But it's been really, really nice, and they've been really vivid dreams. I've been like, I wish I had dreams like that all the time. Under charisma, it says, Uranus is letting you relax right now. That is funny. Do you ever get over this? People that actually read star signs every day, do you ever see Uranus and not go, it has do's and don'ts for the day, that's pretty cool. So do text them first, and I did that yesterday. Do night in, that's just rude, what other option do I have? And do let your phone die. Don't lurking, don't delete numbers, and don't tweet and delete. I avoid Twitter now because it is a toxic platform for me. It just makes me complain about things, and I complain about the people who are complaining, and I'm one of the people complaining, and it's just a nightmare, so I don't go on anymore. You are more empathetic than you think. I think I'm very empathetic, so that must be a lot. This means you were built to withstand poignance. In fact, this is what fuels you. This emotionally draining time will not crush you, trust your empathy. When was the last time you cried? It asks me. Crikey. They would rather marinate in a voluptuous pit of despair than have no feelings at all. I mean, yeah. So this says for my sign, thinks everything is a sign, which I don't really do that. Excessively romantic, which I don't know, I don't think it's excessively. Prone to fantasy, yeah. Can't remember if it was a dream or not. I do wake up and like apologise to people for things I've done in dreams, and like I expect people to apologise for me to things that they've done in dreams. I mean, all the Pisces things, I'm like 100% yes, makes sense. But I don't know, the things that are talking about what your generation is, that just seems a bit vague to me. And a lot of it is still worded really vaguely. So, but to be honest with you, is a horoscope supposed to tell you what it's going to do in like a, you know, mystical kind of way? Or is it a way of reflecting and thinking about who you are, what's important to you, do you align with these values? It's a way of self-reflection. I don't think it has to be seen as predicting the future, and in fact it doesn't predict the future. And the things that are in magazines and they're like, today will be your lucky day, if it's a nice thing that it's saying, it's like an affirmation, isn't it? And the whole time that you're looking at it trying to decide if you align with it or not, you're reflecting on yourself. It can only be a good thing, really. If you have the time for it and you're kind of interested, I probably will look at this a bit, because like I say, it's just a nice self-reflective exercise to do, and that's the way that I choose to see horoscopes. Before, when I didn't quite get the time of my birth right, it told me I was a Scorpio ascending, and I was like, no, that does not fit with me. I'm not a Scorpio in any way. I am definitely not assertive enough. And I think like Scorpios have some great things going for them. Some of my closest friends are people that are Scorpios. I think that the bad rap that they get is completely unfair, but I was still like, that doesn't resonate with me. Whereas Libra, I feel that it does resonate with me. So maybe it's true on a level, maybe we make up what's true for ourselves. It has kind of been a nice exercise to do. It's also a very aesthetic app, and that is the main reason that I chose to do it. Not gonna lie to you. I hope you're well, I hope you've had or are having a lovely day, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye.